Shalom, it's Andy. Time for another video blog update. I'm here in the Mercaz with Marissa, who's my roomie for the next month.
Hi, Andy's mom.
And other people watch these videos. Hi, 12 of you. So this is like a kind of little hippie commune.
Like a co-op, yeah.
Co-op. Where people who've moved to Israel live. So we'll do a little tour. Here's some food and more food and my luggage, table, more luggage. It used to be a little bit cleaner, but then Marissa got back.
There's a lot of dirty laundry on the floor.
Yes, it got a little dirty after that. So we're living here while we're apartment hunting. Marissa's apartment hunting. We're apartment hunting, so we can find a place to live while
For the rest of the year.
While we go to yeshiva. We'll be Torah buddies. On their website, it calls it a yeshiva.
I know. I'm just calling it yeshiva.
Some people say no. Anyway, so it's Friday, which means Shabbat is happening soon. And me and Marissa are not the most religious of Jews. But there's a potluck dinner that we're going to. So Marissa is making deli roll and I'm observing.
Now, deli roll is probably the most disgusting thing you could ever eat. It's just puff pastry and deli meat with some sort of sauce. And we'll have to thank my students at Rutgers for introducing it to me, because I'm pretty sure we don't have it on the West Coast. Then you roll it up and you bake it.
I've never heard of this thing, but it looks like it will be delicious.
Hello.
Hello. That was Sarah Beth. So there's like a, what's across the way? It's like a nature museum?
Nature museum, yes.
So the nature
Jerusalem
museum is over here. There's like a little kiddie play summer camp that happens that wakes me up in the morning.
But not
sometimes.
on Fridays, 'cause it's the weekend.
Yeah, it's the weekend here. And they like show movies here and it's a good time. And what else do I want to talk about? I guess last week I finished my Ulpan at Hebrew U, where I was studying Hebrew. So now I'm fluent in Hebrew. Not really. In fact, I think in the last week I've basically forgotten all the Hebrew I learned, which is too bad. But I just got out my old books and I'm gonna start going through the textbook on my own and hopefully keep learning Hebrew and talk to Israelis, and maybe we'll find an apartment to live with some Israelis. We looked at this really nice place, but she just emailed us this morning and said that it was like 2 people were living there already and they needed 2 more, and she just emailed and said they only need 1 person. So that was bad news, but hopefully. Do we have any reason for good karma? Are we like owed anything in life?
No, I think we're pretty privileged.
Oh, so can't really.
Yeah, we just work for Hillel. Yeah, we're owed something.
Now is the time to cash that in. If anyone watching this is in Israel and knows of a good place to live, let me know. I guess we have like 3 weeks until yeshiva starts.
Yeah, September 2nd. Yeah, 3 weeks.
So today's the 8th, I think.
Yeah. Were you gonna tell them about Tisha B'Av?
Yeah, and then Saturday night to Sunday night is Tisha B'Av, which is the 9th of Av. Av is a month in the Hebrew calendar.
And the number 9, Andy?
Tesha.
Yeah. You learned something.
I can count to 10 in female, not in male numbers. And so what happens is people are supposed to fast, which I will probably not be doing. Marissa, fasting?
No.
No. Apparently a lot of unfortunate things historically happened on the same day, including the destruction of the temple in Jerusalem twice. They timed it so it was destroyed on the same day, whenever it got redestroyed.
Do you think the Romans did it on purpose?
It's possible. Anyway, and so then a bunch of other things have historically been claimed to have occurred on that day. So it's supposed to be a day of fasting and mourning and whatnot. But for someone who's a secular Jew and B, opposed to temple Judaism, even to the extent that I accept that other people will be engaging in religious Judaism, it's not such a disappointing time for me. I can't imagine what Judaism would be like if we still had the temple. I think that would be kind of wacky. Am I like in camera?
Yeah, you are.
Okay.
Just your head.
That's fine. So I was going to try and set up my little tripod and have me and Marissa in camera. But I just figured I would hold on to this thing and try and not shake it around too much. Anyway, so along with the fasting, also traditionally I guess a lot of studying happens that day. And I think me and Marissa are considering going to Pardes because they're doing a couple sessions that we thought were interesting, including one about who wants the temple.
Yeah. Why it was like, why is the temple, why is it relevant? Why should we still want to rebuild it?
Rebuilding Beit HaMikdash.
Oh, Sarah Beth just informed me that the Spanish Inquisition began on Tisha B'Av.
I believe it was actually the expulsion of the Jews from Spain,
Possible.
which I think is different from the Spanish Inquisition. Is that correct? Or did the Inquisition begin with the expulsion of the Jews?
I think so.
In 1492, because, Columbus, same year. Easy to remember.
We have napkins.
Do we have napkins? Probably not. Certainly not if I was responsible for getting them.
Oh,
Yes, we do.
they're pretty and they have shells. Josh donated them.
All right, are there any other updates in life? What's happening here? We live a slothful existence. We watch Seinfeld for hours at a time.
And we sleep really late.
And we don't go anywhere. I've got my time off. I don't travel, I don't explore, I don't do anything.
We look for jobs.
And houses.
Yeah. It's vacation. We're enjoying ourselves.
It's vacation from vacation.
Shh.
We just realized how poor we're gonna be next year because the dollar is dropping. And so all the predictions they'd given us about cost for the year are now inaccurate because the money we have is worth a lot less. So we're trying to calculate rent and it's like, oh, rent's a lot more than we planned on because it's in shekels and we can't buy very many shekels. We need more shekelim.
Always.
So hopefully that will work itself out. We'll find a nice place near the Pardes. We can walk, we don't have to take the bus. It will all be wonderful. I have faith. I have faith that things will work out.
That's so Jewy of you.
Maybe we should fast. Would that help us get a nice apartment?
Even if it would, I wouldn't do it.
I don't really mind fasting. I did a day, it was like, a minor fast holiday
Yeah.
for, what's the one that comes before Tisha B'Av?
I don't know what it's called.
17th of Talmuz?
Yeah, I guess so.
Something like that. We're in this actually period of mourning where you're not supposed to be eating meat because it's too joyous except on Shabbat, which is why we're allowed to have deli roll. Which is why, incidentally, when I went to drop off some receipts at the Seidel Student Center, they had sushi instead of barbecue. And although I do love a good barbecue, it was nice to have a little sushi. It wasn't very good sushi because it's Israel and things are not as good as they are in America. And there's no barbecue eel and there's no shrimp and there's no crab and all that other good stuff because they're not kosher. And those people don't eat non-kosher things. Anyway, so the beginning of this period of mourning that we're in is a minor fast day when you fast from sun up till sundown as opposed to sundown to sundown. And I did that actually at BCI last year, which is a camp I went to. And we were in the middle of the desert. Middle of the desert. We were in Simi Valley in Southern California. But it was July. And it was very hot. And it was like no food and no water. It wasn't actually that hard. And I did work. Avodah, we called it. But we had dance practice. I was in the dance group. And I think that week I was working on fixing up what's his name's grave.
You fasted it last year, Brandis.
Yeah. I like to try everything at least once, Jewishly. I think I've done basically everything at least once.
Alright.
I've put on tefillin. I've gone up to, what's it called? Made an aliyah to the Torah.
Yeah.
done that. I fasted. I've done every denomination services, I think. Maybe I haven't done Reconstructionist services.
Me neither.
So
maybe we should find a Reconstructionist synagogue.
we'll go do that. I've done at least everything once. People are always like, you have to try it once. I try it, and generally it's stupid. I don't ever try it again. But now that I'm in Israel and no longer working for Hillel, I have the option to not be religiously Jewish, and I get to not help make minions, and I get to break Shabbat around observant people the way I was frowned on doing when I worked at Hillel.
Andy, on a scale of 0 to 10, what do you think is 375 degrees?
On a scale of 0 to 10?
Yeah.
4.
All right.
Here we go. I think I'm about out of time. Let me do a little check. Oops, out of time.